Okay, pile number one. You were drawn to this gemstone. So let's start with some tarot cards. Okay, so we have the Nine of Pentacles, the Hanged Man, the Ten of Swords reversed, and the Ace of Swords. Okay, so what does this mean? This makes me believe you will be struck with a new idea, or you may receive an invitation for a new opportunity. Looking at the birds in the imagery, it just kind of makes me think that this may ruffle some feathers a bit, but you really need to prioritize your own wants and needs. There is a lot of potential here, and you seem to be completely capable of tackling this new challenge or whatever is thrown your way. The Ten of Swords reversed. This shows me that you may have been stuck in an uncomfortable cycle for a while. It could be related to work or a relationship. It seems you may have been reaching out to those around you for advice on how to mitigate the situation. As you can see in the imagery, it shows the person like reaching out. So that's kind of why I thought maybe you were asking for advice on what steps to take or how to fix the situation. This card in reverse shows me that this cycle is on the way to resolution soon, and you will feel so much lighter after. The Hangman shows me that life may have been on hold for you, and you've been in a state of suspension until you receive some clarity. The Nine of Pentacles is showing me that what I've been saying so far does make sense. The Nine of Pentacles is just kind of reiterating what I'm saying. The nine symbolizes completion, fulfillment, and fruition, while the Pentacles refers to materialistic things such as work, money, home, etc. The nine is also reiterating that you're nearing the end of a phase. It's possible a new job opportunity may move you away from your current situation or help you become more financially independent and help with your next steps. It seems that the clarity and new opportunities shown by the Ace of Swords and the Hanged Man are guiding towards that fulfillment and independence represented by the Nine of Pentacles. I also pulled some oracle cards, so let's see what these have to say. Oh, wow. So, this is just a reminder that you're too amazing to follow everyone else. Forge your own path and bet on yourself. Take chances. Reach your dreams. You've got this. So, this just kind of reminds me of the new opportunity that the Ace of Swords is mentioning, that you may have doubts that you may not be able to do what you need to do, but the solid footing in this imagery just shows me that you are capable of doing that, and you just need to remind yourself you're able to do whatever you need to. Okay, and these oracle cards, we got hold your vision and expect powerful change. Oh, wow. It's kind of reiterating back to what the tarot cards are saying, that there is an expectation of a powerful change about to come. You may have been stuck in a phase or cycle that hasn't really been fulfilling you, and you're on your way to that next step. Sometimes when we make really big changes, it feels really unknown and there's anxiety around that. But most of the time, when you do something to challenge yourself, you step out of your comfort zone, you usually feel so much better about yourself and you build that extra confidence moving forward. And this is just a reminder that hold your vision, that you have all these dreams inside of you, and sometimes we do need some external validation that you should do this job, or I want you for this, or you do need friends to say like I can do it, but this should be coming from yourself internally. Just remember that you have these dreams and you have everything in your toolbox to make it come to fruition. Okay, and these cards are referring to your inner child. So this says, get lost, fall deep into the realm of imagination. You are worthy. You are worth it all. Wow, that's beautiful. Okay, this is too good not to read. So there is a little guidebook with these oracle cards. So I'm just going to read you what number 15, the Get Lost card, and number 40 say. So this is number 15. Have you ever gotten lost in your travels only to find an unknown treasure along the way? A treasure that could only be found if you had not known your way? As adults, we pride ourselves on knowing the way we should go and following it. But as children, the way we felt we should go was always the way we found ourselves to already be. There is magic in those lost places, for only when we do not know the way are we open enough for something unexpected to find us. If you have pulled this card, then it might be time to allow yourself to get a little lost. This is a playfulness exercise. So be open to new experiences and allow for the magic of imagination to pull you into its world. Let your intuition guide you in this practice. It could be through a new idea, again, new idea, opportunity. It could be through creating a new piece of artwork or by writing an untold story. Let your imagination run free and do what connects you to the wonderment of childhood, where anything is possible and the extraordinary lies just around the corner. Note, if you would like to physically explore new places and surroundings, remember to do so with navigational guidance and a way to contact someone for help if you become lost. And there is a journal prompt as well. It says, how does it feel in your body when you think about the idea of being a little lost? Do you feel excitement or dread? Ask yourself why you might feel this way around the idea of being lost. Is there a way to release the desire to be in control around the unknown? So that kind of also ties into what I was saying about, when you put yourself outside of your comfort zone, you can feel some anxiety. So there may be deep rooted issues there. So definitely take this to heart. If it resonates with you, great. If not, leave it. And then I wanted to read number 40, that you are worthy, which of course ties into the whole reading. Okay, so it says, everyone longs to be worthy. We work hard to find this worth in many different places, in accomplishments, in titles, in the eyes of another. But at the end of the day, all we truly have is the worth that we attribute to ourselves. This is not to diminish the beautiful gifts that can be ours through our actions and relationships, but to say that if we do not find ourselves worthy first, we will continue to search for it elsewhere and never find satisfaction. This is an acceptance exercise. For this exercise, journal your response to the word worthy. What do you feel when you hear the word? Is there anything you feel that you are not worthy of? What do you seek outside of yourself to make yourself feel worthy? Is there anything you feel like you're worthy of? Is there something that your inner child might need to hear about their worth? What are some of the statements you might have wished to hear as a child about your worth? Write down 5 to 10 key statements of your worth. These statements should touch your heart and fill you up with feelings of warmth and light when you speak them aloud. Now that you have these statements of worth, it's time to practice speaking the words to yourself. Using a mirror, if you can, look deep into your eyes, cup the side of your face, and proceed to give yourself what your heart is longing to hear. Practice speaking these statements of worth to yourself and to your inner child as many times as you can during the following weeks. And there is a journaling prompt. How do you and your inner child feel after this exploration of self worth? Is there a talisman or item you can carry that will help you continue this practice throughout the following weeks? That was really beautiful. So, pile number 1, this was your reading. Thank you so much, and I hope that helped. Okay, so this is pile number 2. So let's take a look at what tarot cards we got. So we have the 3 of Pentacles, the 2 of Swords reversed, the 3 of Swords reversed, and the World. Oh, wow. All right. So the question we're asking is, what do you need to know about your next chapter? So with the Three of Pentacles, the number 3 symbolizes growth, relationship, and initial success. Pentacles refers to materialistic things such as nature, work, finances, home, etc. Some of you may be in the early stages of success. You may have or will receive opportunities for professional development. There may be a promotion for you soon. With the Two of Swords reversed, you may have previously been dealing with a block of creativity at work or spiritually. It seems like some inspiration is about to lift away some of your insecurities. With the Three of Swords reversed, some of you may have recently gone through a really tough breakup and it's affected your self-worth. You are moving into a stage of recovery and the worst is behind you. Now, the World, such a beautiful card. This card confirms that the phase you have been working through has deep significance and meaning. It may have been a tough lesson that you've had to learn over and over again. However, you have learned your lesson and it's time to close this chapter. It's time to let go of what's been holding you back, to make room for a new and exciting journey. Get back to the things that bring you joy and fulfillment. Just a reminder that the World card is also about celebrating achievements and recognizing how far you have come. Okay, let's pull some oracle cards. Okay, so we've got never forget how resilient you are. You always bounce back. I think that has a lot to do with the people who have been dealing with a breakup or some sort of major heartbreak in one way or another. And you just need a reminder that you are resilient and you are the creator of your life. You are capable of so much and you can get anywhere you need. You have all that you need at your disposal. This one says, be authentic. Anything else is just exhausting. It really looks like this guy is just like looking toward the future and his opportunities. And there's so many things at his fingertips, and he's leaving something behind with his back faced away from us. Okay, so we got a personal issue reaches resolution. Oh, wow. So this really ties together with the World. So some phase or cycle, some major significant event in your life, you've learned your lesson and it's going to come to the end. And then you're going to be making room for your next journey. And this one says communication is key. I like how there's a woman with her eyes closed and then there's a woman with her eyes open. It looks to be the same person. So to me, this kind of signifies don't forget to say what it is that you need, especially if it's in a relationship. Sometimes we just think our partner should know what we need, but you just need to verbalize it so that there's no doubt. So don't forget to speak up and say what's on your mind so that the person has the opportunity to rise to the occasion. So cool how it always ties together. And then we received, let it come forth, give yourself permission to feel it, and choose yourself today. Do not deny your importance. Sometimes I like these oracle books that have a little guidebook with them because it just kind of brings a deeper meaning to what these cards signify. So I'm just going to read what the book says for this one. So let it come forth. Many things occur in life that we may be unable to process, and most, if not all, of these unprocessed events and emotions can be stored inside of us. If you have pulled this card, then it might mean there is repressed emotion, memory, or aspect of the self that is hindering you in your current situation. As repressed emotions can subconsciously fuel many of our behaviors and interactions within the world, it can be beneficial to explore this. There's an inner work exercise here. So, one of the ways we deal with overwhelming emotions is by storing them within our physical body. We can access these trapped emotions through physical, intuitive movement. For this practice, feel your body and move how you feel led to move, particularly focusing on areas that feel as if they are under pressure. If you need to punch the air, go for it. If you need to scream or dance wildly, go for it. As you practice this exercise, try to surrender to how your body needs to move. Try to withhold judgment and practice this exercise alone, in a dimly lit room if you have trouble letting go. Be gentle with yourself. Note that this can be a heavy practice. Please only continue if you're comfortable working with and releasing stuck or repressed emotions. If you feel as though you need further assistance in this practice, consider visiting a somatic therapist or a trauma work professional. And there is a journaling prompt as well. Ask yourself if there is anything that needs to be spoken aloud and released. Write down what comes forth, observing it without judgment, and proceed to speak aloud what needs to be spoken. Okay, and with Choose Yourself today, our inner child has always been sensitive to a promise broken, a desire disregarded, or a hope lost. It is paramount that we show our inner child and by default our present selves that they are important to us through our actions. Acceptance exercise. Ask yourself what it looks like for your inner child to be important to you today, this week, this month, and this year. Write down your answers on a piece of paper. Some of these answers might be overwhelming or seem unattainable. That's okay. Look at your answers and make a list of ways you can show yourself that you are important every day. Try to distill your weekly, monthly, and yearly answers into a 10 or 15-minute daily task. For example, if your yearly answer is to write a book, then daily tasks could be to write 200 words each day. Once you have your list, write each task down on a small piece of paper, folding each one and placing it into a bowl or a similar container. Pick one each day to do for yourself. Make sure to practice celebrating yourself after each task has been completed. And there is also a journal prompt. Are there aspects of yourself that you feel might not be worthy of praise or accomplishments that you feel are not good enough? If so, give yourself praise no matter how insignificant your accomplishments may seem to you. When you give yourself praise, do so with the enthusiasm of a parent when presented with a masterpiece from a toddler. Well, okay, pile number 2. That was your reading. Take what resonates and leave what doesn't. Okay, pile number 3. This is your reading. Let's see what we received for tarot cards. So we got the 9 of Wands, the 7 of Pentacles, the 3 of Wands, and the Moon. So for the 9 of Wands, you may be feeling tired from working so hard, but you're not defeated. You are extremely resilient and you have otherworldly forces cheering you on. And the reason I said that is just because in the imagery you see here, there's a light, kind of like this person's guiding north star. So there are people on the other side that are cheering you on and lifting you up when you feel too tired. This serves as a reminder that the struggle is part of the breakthrough. Then, with the 7 of Pentacles, you have put in the work and it may take some time to see your results. However, this doesn't mean you're off track. You're actually in the midst of a growth stage. Reflect on what is working. Remind yourself to be patient and surround yourself with people who will hype you up when you're feeling discouraged. Then the 3 of Wands, expansion is coming. This card represents your readiness for pushing outside of your comfort zone, new opportunities, and taking the next required steps. Just remind yourself that you are worthy of what's next. And then with the Moon, you may be stepping into a time of uncertainty. The path ahead may not be clear yet, but that's okay. The key takeaway is to trust your gut. If something doesn't feel right, trust it. In summary, for the 4 cards together, your next chapter is about trusting your intuition while treading through uncertainty. You may be tired, but you are strong, and the foundation that you've built is about to support a major expansion, but only if you don't let fear or impatience block you. Let's see what we got for oracle cards. Move this out of the way. Okay, so we got confidence is key to your success. So I think what that means is confidence for the inner voice, your intuition, just trusting that what feels right is where you should be going. And if it doesn't feel right, it's not good for you or not meant for you. And then we got your dreams need a practical plan. So this, I think, is more talking toward the work that you've already put in, especially with the Seven of Pentacles. It seems that you've done, I kind of get the sense that you're a very logical person and analytical. You've done a lot of research. So whatever it is, whether it's career wise, creativity wise, whatever your project is, you've done the research, you've put in the work. It's just not showing the fruits of your labor quite yet. So typically when you garden, it takes some time. So you just have to like let it grow and it'll do its thing because you've done the work. Then we received find ways to lighten up and not take everything so seriously. I think that's so funny because I literally just said I got the sense that you're kind of a logical, analytical person. To me, this picture just shows somebody that's like doing research and just lighten up. Maybe don't look at things so black and white. Just know that you have put in the work. It's going to pay off. It's just going to take some time. So just a reminder for that. And then speak up and speak out. Let your voice be heard loud and clear. So I think this is related to the reading. Like I said, surround yourself with people who hype you up when you're feeling discouraged and let people know when you're feeling frustrated. It's totally understandable and reasonable to be frustrated when things take a long time, especially when you've worked so hard. But if people don't know you're suffering or people don't know you're struggling to stay positive, then they can't be there for you. And it's also good to put yourself around people who are like minded. If you're an entrepreneur or you're somebody who reaches for the highest heights when it comes to like wage increases or changing careers, be surround yourself with people who are doing similar things because you don't want to be. I keep seeing like the reels out there where they show like a strawberry that's molding next to a fresh strawberry and then it just molds that much quicker. You want to be around people who have the same energy as you or even stronger, more potent energy that challenges you to get outside of your comfort zone. Those are the people you should be surrounding yourself with. And definitely don't leave things inside because this actually shows that like this planet or star could be exploding. So if you let things bottle up too much, then it could really bring you down. So don't do that. Okay, and the last two regarding like inner child work, we got you are wanted. There is a home waiting within and seek guidance in this. It's time for a different perspective. So I've got a little guidebook for these inner child workings with some exercises. So I'll just read the one for you are wanted. Abandonment is a wound that many of us carry. It is a tender place within us that mourns at the prospect of rejection. Such a sweet heart beats within those who have experienced the pain of being unwanted. Be gentle with yourself in the presence of this pain. At our core, we all crave connection and to be drawn into the embrace of a beloved soul. So the exercise for this card is quite gentle in nature, but it will require you to be exceptionally vulnerable with yourself. I recommend doing this in front of a mirror, but if a mirror is unavailable or if it detracts from the ability to complete the exercise, please skip this step. Find a comfortable place and reflect on a touch that speaks to your abandonment inner child. For me, this touch is when someone cups the side of my face. Once you have found the touch that brings to life the tender places within, give that touch to yourself. Let yourself fall deep into the feeling of your hands on your skin, much as you would with a trusted friend or lover. If you are in front of a mirror, I would like you to look into your eyes and tell yourself that you will never leave you, that you will never abandon yourself, that you will never walk away, and that it is you, beloved, and me until the very end. If you do not have a mirror, close your eyes and say these words. Know that you are your own home and that it is waiting within. The journal prompt for this is: how does your inner child feel about hearing that you will never leave them? Do they feel loved and seen? Is there anything that they need at this moment? Okay, and then for seek guidance in this. Many times in life, we come to a place where we need to make a decision. And in these moments, we might experience confusion or a lack of clarity. Calling on the insight of a trusted friend can be extremely beneficial, as gaining another person's perspective can help bring about new revelations we might not have seen ourselves. If you have pulled this card, it might be time to seek guidance on the many options before you. For a self care exercise, call on a friend, mentor, or family member for their advice. It can be helpful to see the world through the eyes of another, as we each carry the wisdom of our own perspective. Gaining another's viewpoint can help us view ourselves and the world around us in a new light, and can help us to see that which we might be blind to. For a journal prompt, how does your inner child feel when you ask someone for help? How does your adult self feel? Is there any hesitation? Know that you and your needs are not a burden. Wow, that just goes back to the oracle card from before, that to speak up and speak out. You don't want to keep things bottled up, and you also need to be around people who are like minded, at least with ambition and positivity, because if you're with people who are too negative, it can really bring you down. I also get the sense that, you know, with doing all the right steps, doing all the things like research and putting in the hard work. I don't know if this is related to business owners, like entrepreneurs, or somebody doing some kind of investment, something that like you've done a lot of research and work around. Sometimes when we do feel abandonment, or like we aren't worthy, it's like we have this like internal drive to be the best because we have to prove that we are worthy of love. And I don't know if that resonates with somebody, but just know that even if everything was a flop, which I don't think that the cards are saying, you are still worthy of love and you get to start over as many times as you want. So don't tie your success to your sense of worthiness, because you are worthy just the way that you are. Oh, I almost started crying there. That must be meant for somebody specific. So, pile number 3, this is your reading. I hope you enjoyed. Talk soon.